Okay, hello again folks, I'm King Blacktooth, welcome to the location test mod for Guy. Now in the previous video I did say it was going to be Blanca, but Blanca had some serious buffs. No he didn't, he had some serious issues with his FADC Blanca balls and they would not work. So he's been bumped down to permanent second place, so every time I release a character I'm going to go back to Blanca and try and fix him and then release him as soon as possible if I manage to fix him. So I apologise to any Blancas that were waiting for Blanca. So before I start Guy, I have tried to implement a delayed wake up in this video. So Ibuki's going to go into a normal mix up here and I'm going to get caught. Now the delayed wake up is still a bit rough because it can be done on soft knockdown as well as hard knockdown, which I know it's not supposed to, and it uses only one button press, heavy punch, to stay on the ground rather than any two punches. So if I hold heavy punch, when I get knocked down, I stay on the ground for another 19 frames. I can change that because I don't know how long you're supposed to stay on the ground for, but as you can see the kunai just completely misses me now because I'm on the ground for too long. So you really only want to use this, as I put it in, to test some hard knockdown situations because it can be done on soft knockdown, which it shouldn't be able to. But you can do a delayed wake up and then a reversal. Okay, I tried to do it there but messed up. So let's try it again. There we go. Delayed wake up into reversal, so maybe that could catch them doing stuff. So just to show you that it can be done on soft knockdown, which it should not be able to. You can see I can stay on the ground a bit longer there if I don't choose to quick rise, just by holding heavy punch, which I shouldn't be able to. And if I do choose to quick rise with the heavy punch held, then it goes really slow like that. So it's got a couple of issues, but hopefully you guys will just appreciate that I managed to try and stick it in for the hard knockdown situations that you guys can test things out if you want. So now we've covered that, let's cover Guy's Red Focus. So his Red Focus uses the same as Guile's and every other character will now. Standing medium punch, standing medium kick and heavy kick. So you have to press all three and it looks like that. So Guy gets a bit of a whirlwind and the same rules apply, just on the normal variation of it. Level 1 does not crumple. Maximum level does, but there's only those two levels and it releases slightly faster to dictate that. It requires 2 meter bars to use and can absorb 12 hits. If you FADC into it, then level 1 does crumple, but it costs 4 meters to use and can absorb no hits. Okay? So guys, first buff is a walk speed increase. So this is just rough because they didn't actually give specified details, but his forward I've increased by 0.1 and his backward has been increased by 0.05. So in comparison to Akuma, he's on par with him now. So his walk speed both forward and backwards is equal to Akuma's, which I think is one of the fastest characters. So this is really going to help Guy's footsies really. So very good buff there. The next one is crouching medium punch can no longer be used as an anti-air. So I've lowered the hitbox and reduced the height, and I did it quite drastically. It can still really be used, but it's nowhere near as good. It trades often, and it's very hard to actually use properly. And I had to do this quite drastic because it was still mega good. But the other change that it's got, as well as this, is fast standing heavy kick has had its active frames increased by 2, so now it's 5 active frames. And its height and its width has been increased by 0.1. So what this means is basically fast standing heavy kicks are a really good anti-air move now. Now it seems to be trading a lot with Ibuki, but I think she's just got a really good jump. Bison's jumping heavy punch seems to beat it out pretty much all the time. Now one thing you got to be careful of is not to get the close standing heavy kick, because that's really terrible. So I really think the fast standing heavy kick is really good now. It's a shame about the crouching medium punch because fast standing heavy kick is not going to cover all the anti-air possibilities that you want. But I guess you can do EX Tatsu maybe. But so interesting change. We'll see how it plays out. The next one is Ultra 1 is now got forward momentum on the second hit. So basically when you do your Ultra 1 he moves forward a lot more on the second punch to help it combo out of combos basically. The next thing is Kamatachi, I believe. That move comes out in 9 frames instead of 11. Okay, and I have checked this because if you do a counter hit crouching heavy punch. I believe you can sometimes get into it. Not the best, but there we go. So I managed to connect it. So it's a roughly 10. You know, it's definitely not 11 anyway. So that's good. 9 frames now. Run heavy kick. First frame hitbox has been expanded downwards. So basically, that move, the first hitbox, which would often whiff against crouchers, has now been increased downwards. So it's less likely to whiff on crouchers. Let's see if it whiffs on her. No. So obviously at really far distances, if you do it too early, it's not going to hit at all. But close, it should hit fine now. And the second one, the next one actually, is the second hit of his target combo. He didn't say which target combo, so I imagined it was that one. Because that misses anyway, so the second hit will be medium punch, which you wouldn't be able to do if the first one missed. It's got a lower hitbox now, so the second one, so the heavy punch bit of it, has now got a lowered hitbox by 0.1. Now I don't actually think it helps in the massively long max range like that, because I don't think it's a low hitbox problem, but it's got a lower hitbox for whatever reason. The next thing is sudden stop, so run stop. It's got one less recovery, and that includes the EX run 2. It didn't state whether it was the EX run 2, but I added it to it as well. So it stops 1 frame faster, so you can probably pressure a lot more from that. Should be a bit safer for you. And heavy punch Hazanto, which is horizontal, sorry, or whatever, has got 28 frames startup now, so still quite long, but better than 30. It looks a little bit faster to me, but maybe that's just because I want to see it look a bit faster. And we have fast standing light kick. That is +1 height, plus 0.1 height, sorry. So it's a little bit better as a anti-air as well, to go along with that fast standing heavy kick. But it's still not as good. There we go. Just stop it. That might help cover a little bit of the closer range. Doesn't seem to be doing a good job though. And finally we have the elbow drop. It's got a lowered hitbox by -0.1 is what I did, and increased the height to compensate. So basically its hitbox has been lowered as well as kept the same in height. So it's going to hit them faster. So what it was for was to stop them lowering their hitbox and avoiding it. Now it still can be done in rare circumstances, but it's actually very difficult to do now. Now I didn't want to increase it any more than that, because if you're hitting them on the head like so, it's going to be harder to combo out of, for example. I mean, it's still not too difficult, but if I did it any more, it would be. And it starts to become very disjointed from his elbow if I increase it anymore. So this seems to be about the right compromise. So Ryu might be able to get under it rarely, but not often. So that's it for guys changes. I apologise for Blanca again. I'll try and fix him before tomorrow, but it's not looking good. I mean, I spent like 4 hours on him and I couldn't figure it out. But anyway, hopefully that delayed wake up is interesting. You can have a little fun with that. Like I said, it's not really polished. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.